If you've already watched all the series you've been looking forward to all year, it's time to pay attention to the October premieres. This month will bring a lot of new exciting stories that will make you hold your breath and add bright colors to the cool autumn days. Watch the top 12 new series in our video.
Can't stop living.
Last Days of the Space Age. The story is set in 1979 in Perth, Western Australia. The preparations for the Miss Universe pageant are causing a media stir, and a boycott by electricity workers threatens to plunge the region into darkness. In all this chaos, three seemingly ordinary families struggle to maintain their relationships, friendships, and futures. This dramatic 8-episode series stars Chicago Fire star Jesse Spencer and Radha Mitchell, who you may remember from the sci-fi horror film Black Hole or the Silent Hill movie adaptation.
Hey everybody!
The franchise. In this satirical comedy story, the audience will see a film crew facing a lot of problems while filming a superhero movie. The Marvel blockbuster creator's nightmare will be directed by Sam Mendes, and one of the producers is Armando Iannucci, the director and one of the authors of the satirical black comedy The Death of Stalin. The process of creating each frame, each scene, is a titanic labor where technology is combined with imagination and high budgets dictate the conditions. But at the end of the day, when the set is empty, the team wonders if what they are creating is the new dawn of Hollywood, or on the contrary, its last battle.
What? Apologies, I just tried something new. And action.
Wanda!
Where's Wanda? The plot revolves around the disappearance of 17-year-old Wanda Klatt. Her parents are desperate to find their daughter. When the police fail to find Wanda, the family takes matters into their own hands. They disguise themselves as employees of an electrical company and bug the residents of their neighborhood and suburbs. Eventually, it turns out that behind closed doors, none of their neighbors are who they say they are. All fans of non-trivial detectives must watch.
Take off your clothes!
Do you see something?
Catherine! No! Catherine!
It's about me.
Disclaimer. The psychological thriller is based on the novel of the same name by Renee Knight, which was published in 2015. In the story, the famous journalist Catherine Ravenscroft has built her reputation by exposing the misdeeds and misconduct of others. When she receives a novel from an unknown author, she is horrified to realize that she has become the protagonist of a story that reveals her most intimate secrets. In her attempts to determine the author's true identity, Catherine is confronted with her past, which is gradually destroying her family's life. The role of the protagonist went to the unsurpassed Cate Blanchett, from whom, after the failed Borderlands, you expect a fascinating role. And the film was directed by Oscar-winning Alfonso Cuarón. Undoubtedly, it is one of the main premieres of the month on small screens.
How are you already crying so hard?
Oh no, I was crying before.
Shrinking. The second season of a pleasant light drama, each episode of which leaves a warm feeling. Jimmy is going through the most difficult period in his life. The death of his wife left a deep wound that he tries to cope with every day. Not only does he need to mourn the loss, but he also needs to stay on top of all the other areas of his life, being a loving father to his child, a loyal friend to those who support him, and at the same time continuing to work as a therapist, helping others cope with their emotional difficulties. However, Jimmy decides to take an unconventional route instead of hiding behind a professional mask or suppressing his true feelings. He decides to be as honest as possible, without any filters. The film stars the eminent veteran Harrison Ford and the famous comedian Jason Segel.
You already sound like him.
I'm gonna make you pay for that.
That's exactly what Batman would say.
Can you hear me?
No.
The Diplomat. The end of the first season of the political drama kept the audience in suspense, and the authors promise even more emotions. A deadly explosion in central London shatters the world of Diplomat, Kate Weiler. In the struggle to rebuild broken lives and a disintegrated team, the heroine faces her greatest fears. It turns out that the attack that brought her to the UK was not organized from the outside. In her personal life, the Diplomat is also going through a difficult time. Her marriage to a well-known politician, who is always in the public eye, is beginning to come apart at the seams. Their marriage has turned into a political alliance, where each of them is fighting not only for their careers, but also for their own place in the relationship. Balancing career and personal life is becoming increasingly difficult. Teacup. All fans of the horror genre should pay attention to the newest series, The Teacup. On an isolated ranch in the Georgia countryside, several people are forced to join forces to confront a mysterious threat. The plot of the series was inspired by the best-selling novel Stinger by American writer Robert McCammon, which was published in 1988 and won the Bram Stoker Award for Best Novel. The main roles were played by Yvonne Strahovski and Scott Speedman, and one of the producers was the famous horror maker James Wan. Definitely worth a look.
I'm just planning to murder my school bully and hoping you could help me.
29.59.
Okay.
Sweetpea. The protagonist Rhiannon has been in the shadows at work for a long time, overlooked, ignored, and unappreciated by her peers all her life. The girl is a real grey mouse. After being attacked on the street, Rhiannon changes and explodes with negative emotions. From the role of a victim, she turns into a brutal killer who hunts down the offenders according to a list she has created. The plot of Sweetpea is based on the novel of the same name by C.J. Skooks, and the main role is played by the star of the much acclaimed Fallout, Ella Purnell.
What was that?
American Horror Stories. American Horror Stories is a spin-off to the popular American Horror Story series by Ryan Murphy and Brad Falchuk. The cult series will traditionally be released on Halloween. In Season 4, we are waiting for 5 new horror stories. Which ones? There's no need to wait for announcements because the creators of the anthology will reveal the cards right in the series. Each episode is not connected to the others by plot or location.
There's this woman out here and something is very wrong with her.
They forgot. They're still blackfella country.
Territory. Territory, previously known under the working title Desert King, is set against the rugged backdrop of the Australian outback and tells the tale of the Lawson family, owners of the world's largest cattle station, as they grapple with the absence of a clear successor. Noticing the decline of this once mighty dynasty, the outback's most powerful factions, rival cattle barons, desert gangsters, indigenous elders, and billionaire miners, move in for the kill. With billions of dollars at stake, everyone wants their piece of the outback pie. It's going to be hot, dusty, and undeniably sexy, with a barrage of guns, helicopters, and cattle thrown in for good measure. Headlining the outback drama is Anna Torv, known for her roles in Mindhunter and The Newsreader, and Michael Dorman from For All Mankind and Patriot.
For killing snakes.
Signorina Perfettini.
The Law of Lydia Poet. This is a fascinating historical drama in which Lydia Poet investigates murders and at the same time fights for her place in the profession. The series is based on the story of the first woman in Italy to become a lawyer. In the new season, the main character's ambitions have grown even further than her achievements. Since, by law, Lydia cannot work as a lawyer, she sets her sights on political life. She wants to change this law and convinces her brother Enrico to run for parliament. I would definitely recommend this to anyone who enjoys investigation series accompanied by a great cast and impeccable writing.
Posso sapere cosa stai facendo?
La colazione.
Elsbeth. Elsbeth Tascioni is a smart prosecutor who works with the NYPD to catch wealthy criminals. In the second season, she begins to settle into her new job, but the mistakes of the past haunt her. Will she be able to sort out her personal life and work with the police to stop the elite killers of New York who think they can get away with anything? Elsbeth is a female version of Columbo with a silly, naive, but brilliant ability to look at the crazy world of New York with the naturally happy eyes of a small-town Midwesterner.
She just pops up and makes noise.
That's all for today. We hope that our selection will be useful to you and that grey autumn evenings will become a little brighter. As always, we look forward to your comments and suggestions. See you soon.